There's one who's really interesting, who's this monster. She's terrifying.
I never expected these women to be as technical and as badass as they have been.
You could be the face of women's MMA. You're on that path. It's there.
We all know Dakota Ditcheva, the woman who walks into the cage and walks out before the first round even ends. Finishes every single time. But this time was different.
Shauna catches the kick. Shauna barrels in like neither of these women are willing to give an inch.
Oh, no, looking to catch the kick and come with that overhand right. Shauna with slightly more experience as far as mixed martial arts. But you can't discredit that. But you cannot. Sort of tangible thing, the amount of experience that coming from a fighting family.
Two degrees representing SBG Dublin 24, Shauna Bannon.
This all started when a confident submission specialist decided to downplay Dakota's skills, calling her one-dimensional and predicting an easy night. She genuinely believed she was destroying Dakota Ditcheva until this happened. And everyone, the crowd, the coaches, the commentators, everyone was shocked.
Training mind, body, and spirit to work as one.
Oh!
Dakota Ditcheva with the finish!
But MMA is also visceral,
Another one!
bringing out something ancient and primal within us.
Dakota right hand and a hammer fist!
Learning to master the dance and tame the beast is what makes a complete fighter.
Yeah, they're looking out of her element here. She's hurt to the body. That's it.
People look at me on the street and don't see me as dangerous. But when I'm in the cage, that's all they see. But the truth is,
Her opponent, Shauna Bannon, a fighter with terrifying grappling, suffocating top control, and submission skills that had finished opponents before they even knew what hit them. Bannon didn't just come here to win, she came here to make a statement. She looked at Dakota, this explosive, dangerous, decorated striker, and called her one-dimensional.
I'm excited to see this striking exchange between the two.
Yeah,
Dakota, well known for that Muay Thai background, a record, I believe, of 11-1-1. Her mum was a pro fighter as well. She's a very similar style. But Shauna Bannon, I called a number of her fights at the IMAFs, some in Europe and then some at the Worlds, and she...
Before we even talk about the fight itself, you need to understand who Shauna Bannon is. Because she is absolutely not someone you dismiss. Nicknamed Mama B, and also known as the Irish Storm Goddess, Bannon came into this fight with a 4-2 record, but do not let those numbers fool you for even a second.
I was just thinking whatever it takes. Like, I knew I got dropped and I was on my back, but I'm quite comfortable on my back. I've spent hours there in jiu-jitsu drilling and stuff, and armbar is my thing. So when I had the arm, but she wasn't tapping, I could feel it in her. She was kind of giving up, and then I just inverted under and I had the arm, and then, yeah, finish was there.
Bannon was trained right. She was dangerous, she was experienced, and she was riding the kind of momentum coming into this fight that made a lot of people believe, genuinely believe, that she was going to steamroll this young Dakota Ditcheva. After all, Dakota was only in her second MMA fight. She was 2-0, young, unproven at this level. So Bannon and her camp looked at Dakota and they made a decision. They decided to do something that fighters should never do. They underestimated her.
Almost knocked me from my senses.
Yeah, I think that she's going to be a little hot. She's going to be
Knocked me from my senses.
Yeah, I think that she's going to be a little hot. She's going to be happy with these. Both are very tired here.
Yeah.
Oh, now.
But Bannon!
Bannon called Dakota one-dimensional, said her grappling was weak, said it was going to be an easy night, predicted that once she got Dakota to the mat, it was over. That comment, it lit the fuse on something nobody in that arena was prepared for. Now, let's talk about the girl they called one-dimensional, Dakota Ditcheva. 20 years old at the time of this fight, fighting out of the Aspire gym in the UK, trained by head coach Dean Garnett and jiu-jitsu specialist Phil Turner. Two coaches who very quietly don't get nearly enough credit for what they produce. Dakota comes from a fighting family. Her mother was a professional fighter. This is not someone who just walked into a gym one day and decided to try MMA. Fighting is literally in her blood. It is part of her DNA. She came into this fight with over 14 Muay Thai bouts under her belt. 11 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. In her Muay Thai days, she went by the name Dicha Dangerous. And trust me, That name is earned. Her striking, elite. Her taekwondo background, elite. Her kicks, her timing, her ability to read distance and make you pay the moment you give her even 1 inch of space, absolutely elite.
Left hand coming down from the top. Malden kicking away.
Stop. Fight.
Ditcheva asked her to stand back up. Malden rises. More body shots. This one first round finish for Dakota Ditcheva. And it was the body work that really did it.
The body work, the variety, the high, the low, and her range and distance.
But here is what her critics, what Bannon, completely missed. Dakota had been quietly evolving. Under Phil Turner, she had been developing her grappling, her cage wrestling, her clinch control, those short, heavy, devastating knees that she could land in a space the size of a sheet of paper. And unlike Bannon, Dakota said nothing before this fight. She never does. She doesn't run her mouth. She doesn't do interviews talking about how her opponent has no chance. She just shows up, composed, locked in, dangerous, and lets her hands and her knees do the talking. When people doubt her, she doesn't get angry. She just smiles, and then she walks out to that cage and makes them regret every word. February 29th, 2020, Preston, England, UK Fighting Championships 13, the amateur women's flyweight title on the line. 5 3-minute rounds. Shauna Bannon later revealed in an interview with Bloody Elbow that she did not find out this fight was 5 rounds until the actual day of the fight. In Ireland, title fights are 3 rounds. She showed up to England and found out, the day of, that it was 5. But that is not even the biggest revelation. Bannon also revealed that she was pregnant during this fight. She didn't know it at the time. She was carrying her son Jace and had absolutely no idea. Her weight cut was, in her own words, a bit of a disaster. She wasn't sweating properly because her body was protecting the baby. That final 0.3 pounds she needed to lose took an incredibly long time to come off. She barely refueled before the fight. So Bannon walked into that cage exhausted, underfueled, unknowingly pregnant, and finding out it was 5 rounds on the same day. Meanwhile, Dakota Ditcheva walked in fully prepared, fully motivated, and with a point to prove. The bell rings. Round 1, Dakota wastes 0 time. Out comes the side kick. Crack. Then the spinning heel kick. The crowd is immediately buzzing. This is the striker they called one-dimensional, and she is already painting the air with techniques that make people gasp. But Bannon fires back. She is tough. She is relentless. Stiff right hand down the middle. Knee to the body. Sharp combinations. She is not here to just survive. She is hunting. The first 2 rounds are close. Very close. Both fighters working hard. Leg kicks being exchanged. Bannon trying to close the distance, drag it to the mat, get Dakota into her world. But Dakota's strength and balance are shutting her down every single time she tries. Round 2, you start to see the shift. Dakota starts ripping those low kicks harder. She is muscling Bannon in the clinch, and every single time she finds even a tiny gap. Knee, short, heavy, thudding knees to the body. You can hear them landing. The crowd is feeling every single one. Bannon keeps coming. She is as tough as they come. But those knees are leaving marks. That left leg is getting lit up. And Dakota is only just getting started. Round 3. This is where it turns. Dakota gets the arm trap. She feeds that right arm behind Bannon's back, ties it up, strips away her ability to defend, and opens up. Headshots landing clean, knees hammering the body. These are the most significant strikes of the entire contest, and Dakota is delivering them with absolute control and precision. Unanimous decision. Dakota Ditcheva, the girl they called one-dimensional, the girl whose grappling was supposed to be a weakness, the girl who was supposed to have an easy night taken from her, not given to her. She is your new UK Fighting Championships amateur women's flyweight champion. And the reaction? Pure shock. Not because people doubted Dakota, but because of how she did it. She didn't just survive Bannon's grappling, she controlled her. She shut down every single takedown attempt. She used the clinch as a weapon. She turned her supposed weakness into the deciding factor of the fight. Dakota celebrated with her mother.
Hi. Hi, I'm Kayla. You're Dakota? Yeah, welcome. You're new here. Oh, you're the British girl that Richie was telling me about. Okay.
Yeah.
He's trying to make me jealous.
Oh,
What's up?
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Welcome. Welcome to ATT and PFL. So you're going to be fighting in August?
Yeah.
August?
Bonus honey,
Oh, nice. That's badass. You're making your debut?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. You're staying here for the whole camp, or?
Yeah, I've just decided to say I was going to go home on Thursday, but decided to do the full camp here and then go home.
Nice.
Plum and a right hand. Oh, no! Big one. Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hand of fate. Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva.
Kayla Harrison and Juliana Miller just dropped a huge message to the UFC, and it's about a rising star who's already turning heads. Dakota Ditcheva is being called the future of MMA and a scary striker. Kayla Harrison said, "She's a killer. She's a killer. She's the future of MMA. She's young, she's hungry, she's disciplined, she's motivated. She's got a good head on her shoulders. She's got a great team around her. The sky is the limit for her."
Oh, she's a killer. She's a killer. She's the future of MMA, and I think that she's only getting better. She's young, she's hungry, she's disciplined, she's motivated. She's got a good head on her shoulders. She's got a great team around her. I think that the sky's the limit for her.
That is Kayla Harrison, two-time Olympic gold medalist, multiple PFL champion, current UFC bantamweight champion. And that is exactly how she describes Dakota Ditcheva. But Harrison wasn't alone. Juliana Miller, a seasoned veteran of this sport who does not throw around compliments lightly. Two elite fighters, two separate warnings, one identical message. And that message is aimed directly at the UFC flyweight division. Not in the UFC yet, but look at Dakota Ditcheva. She is a scary striker. She is an amazing athlete. Her mom was a Muay Thai world champion. She came up in this sport and has been doing it her whole entire life.
Not in the UFC yet, but look at Dakota Ditcheva. She is a scary striker, and she's an amazing athlete, right? But her mom was Muay Thai world champion, so she came up in this sport and has been doing it her whole entire life.
Let's start with Kayla Harrison, because the weight of who is speaking here cannot be overstated. This is not a broadcaster. This is not a promoter. This is not someone trying to sell a fight card. Kayla Harrison is arguably the most decorated athlete to ever transition into professional MMA. 2 Olympic gold medals, multiple PFL championships, and now UFC gold at bantamweight after moving up from flyweight. She has been at the absolute top of this sport for years, and she knows elite talent because she is elite talent. And when asked about Dakota Ditcheva, she didn't think twice. She didn't soften the words. She delivered a verdict. She's a killer. She's the future of MMA. She's only getting better. Young, hungry, disciplined, motivated. The sky is the limit.
What's up, everybody? It's Kayla Harrison, and I am here on a beautiful cruise in the middle of Puerto Rico, sending all the love and good luck to Dakota Ditcheva.
Now here is what makes those words hit even harder. Harrison didn't just watch Ditcheva on a highlight reel. She trained alongside her at American Top Team. She has been in the same gym, felt the same energy, and seen this woman work up close day after day. This is a first-hand scouting report, not a media quote, not promotional talk, a direct assessment from one of the greatest women's MMA fighters on the planet. When Kayla Harrison watches Dakota Ditcheva and sees the future of this sport, that is not something you dismiss. And then Juliana Miller stepped forward and made the message even louder. Miller is a veteran who has been around elite competition long enough to know the difference between a good prospect and a genuine problem. She does not waste words. She does not manufacture hype. And when she was asked about Dakota Ditcheva, she was direct, she was specific, and she was serious. She said Dakota Ditcheva is a scary striker, an amazing athlete, and then she gave the detail that explains everything. Her mother was a Muay Thai world champion. Dakota came up in this sport. She has been doing it her whole entire life.
Oh, you're kicking me. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're. What? Oh. Why is my arm hurt? Why does my arm hurt?
That one detail changes how you see everything about Ditcheva's game. She was not a late bloomer who found MMA in her 20s. She was not an athlete who crossed over from another sport hoping the striking would come. She was raised in martial arts. She grew up watching her mother compete at the highest level of Muay Thai on the world stage. She absorbed the technique, the discipline, the competitive mindset from childhood. By the time she stepped into a professional MMA cage, she had already been in this sport longer than most of her opponents had been competing at all.
Heyo, I will tell you, the confidence that she's going to have now getting up is going to be unbelievable. And there it is.
Beautiful knee from the plum.
And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack.
Bishop's in trouble.
And that doesn't. First round finish, and Dakota Ditcheva silences the doubters.
That is why her striking looks different. That is why her combinations are combinations that flyweight fighters have genuinely never encountered. That is why Juliana Miller, a woman who has been in there with serious competition, used the word scary.
She hits my neck.
When a veteran fighter calls someone scary, fight fans, it means something. Now let's look at the evidence. Because Harrison and Miller's words are not built on potential. They are built on proof. Dakota Ditcheva stands at 15 wins and 0 losses. But it is not the record alone that matters. It is how she has built it. She has finished 14 out of 15 opponents. That is a 93% finish rate that most UFC champions cannot match. She is not grinding out decisions. She is not squeaking through tough fights. She is finishing people, and finishing them in ways that leave no doubt. Her most recent and most statement-making win came against Tyler Santos, a former UFC title challenger who had gone the distance with Valentina Shevchenko twice. 2 full fights with the greatest flyweight of all time, and Santos survived both. Ditcheva put her away in 2 rounds with devastating body shots, crumpled her on the canvas, and became the first person in history to ever finish Tyler Santos.
The planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure.
Santos is she's in big trouble.
Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
At just 26 years old, she is the 2024 PFL Women's Flyweight Champion, the youngest champion in PFL history, the first British female MMA World Champion, and she collected the $1 million prize to go along with it, and she is still evolving. She came in as a pure striker. Now she is submitting opponents with rear naked chokes. Every single fight there is something new, a new dimension, a new tool, a new answer to whatever problem is put in front of her.
Against defense with body shots.
Combination again, punching her way out of these clinches.
Nava not able to match speed on the outside.
Crashing in again.
Got beautiful knee.
Oh, the clinch is really working for Ditcheva. She gets the turn and then the knee finds its way to the face of Sumiko Nava. And an elbow from Dakota.
Nava can't take a lot of those knees.
That growth on top of that foundation is what makes Kayla Harrison and Juliana Miller sound less like they are giving a compliment, and more like they are sounding an alarm. So let's talk about what happens when Dakota Ditcheva eventually walks through the UFC doors, because at this point, it is a matter of when, not if. Look at the current flyweight landscape. Valentina Shevchenko has ruled this division through elite technical striking and fighting IQ for years. Manon Fiorot brings serious kickboxing credentials as a top contender. These are legitimate elite-level fighters. But here is the reality. Ditcheva brings a style of violence this division has not seen at this level. The Muay Thai clinch work, the body shot combinations that finish fights before opponents even understand what happened, the mid-fight adaptability, the finishing instinct, and Ditcheva herself has already made her intentions crystal clear. British MMA sensation Dakota Ditcheva has broken her silence on the injury that forced her to withdraw from her highly anticipated bout against Denise Kielholtz at PFL Road to Dubai. That's right, folks, the undefeated champion, the woman who made history as the first British female MMA world champion, is ready to make her return to the octagon. And she's not holding back. Let's rewind for a moment. Just weeks ago, the MMA world was shocked when news broke that Dakota Ditcheva would be pulling out of her scheduled fight at PFL Road to Dubai due to an injury. The 26-year-old champion, who boasts a perfect 15-0 record, was set to face the formidable Denise Kielholtz in what promised to be an explosive flyweight showdown. For those who don't know, Ditcheva isn't just any fighter. She's the reigning PFL Women's Flyweight Champion, the 2024 PFL Tournament winner who took home $1 million prize, and she did it all while remaining undefeated. Her devastating body shots have become her signature, finishing opponents with surgical precision.
Big one. Dakota Ditcheva
is going to be unbelievable.
And there it is.
The withdrawal was a major disappointment for fans worldwide who were eager to see dangerous Dakota continue her dominant run. But the question on everyone's mind was, how serious is the injury? When would she return? And would this setback affect her momentum? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have answers. In a powerful statement posted to both her YouTube channel and Instagram, Dakota Ditcheva has officially broken her silence, and the message is clear. She's coming back, and she's coming back stronger. In the video, which has already racked up thousands of views and comments from her loyal fanbase, Ditcheva addressed her injury head-on with the confidence and determination that has defined her career. Speaking directly to her fans, Dakota revealed that while the injury was disappointing, it's not going to keep her down. She emphasized that injuries are part of the fight game, and this is just another obstacle she's prepared to overcome. The British-Bulgarian fighter made it crystal clear, the injury is no problem, and the time for her comeback is approaching fast.
Very difficult to put away.
Oh!
The power! Strikes! And that'll do it! Dakota Ditcheva with the third round finish!
What a finish. Beautiful work. Hard shot to the body. She's still hurt. Still can't breathe.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Ditcheva didn't just announce her recovery. She issued a bold challenge to the entire flyweight division. In a statement that has sent shockwaves through the MMA community, Dakota Ditcheva declared that she's ready to fight any fighter in the world. That's right, any fighter. This isn't just talk from a newcomer trying to make a name. This is coming from a woman who has finished 12 of her 15 victories by knockout, who became the youngest champion in PFL history, and who was the first person ever to finish former UFC title challenger Taylor Santos.
On the planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure.
Santos is in big trouble.
She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
Let's put this into perspective. Ditcheva's resume speaks for itself. Perfect 15-0 professional record, 2024 PFL Women's Flyweight Champion, 2023 PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Champion, winner of the $1 million PFL Tournament, multiple Fighter of the Year awards from various MMA publications, former Muay Thai World Champion with a gold medal from the 2016 IFMA World Championships. And now, fresh off her recovery, she's calling out the entire division. Whether you're in the PFL, UFC, Bellator, or any other promotion around the globe, Dakota is putting everyone on notice. So what does this mean for the women's flyweight division? Well, it means things are about to get very interesting very quickly. Dakota's confidence isn't unfounded. Since making her professional MMA debut in April 2021, she has been absolutely unstoppable. Her striking honed through years of elite-level Muay Thai competition combined with her improving ground game makes her a nightmare matchup for anyone at 125 pounds.
The damage so far in this fight, it's been one-way trap.
Oh, nasty knee right the middle from Dakota. And a flurry down to the body. Here's the elbow. Back elbow. And now a left hand. And she's showing off, man.
Her signature body shots have become the stuff of legend. Just ask Tyla Santos, Jaina Bishop, Chelsea Hackett, or Lisa Malden, all finished by Ditcheva's devastating strikes to the midsection. The question now becomes, who will step up to face her? Will it be a rematch with Denise Kielholtz once Dakota is fully cleared? Could we see her face top UFC flyweights, or will another PFL contender emerge to challenge the champion?
Club and a right hand.
Oh, big one. Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hammer fist. Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva.
One thing is certain, the women's flyweight division just got a whole lot more exciting. With Dakota Ditcheva declaring herself ready for anyone, fight fans around the world are in for some incredible matchups in 2026. The MMA community has erupted since Dakota's announcement. Social media is buzzing with reactions from fans, fighters, and analysts alike.
Inside of 2 minutes now in round number 1. Co-main event, Dakota Ditcheva and Chelsea Hackett. Ditcheva makes the playoffs for the win of any kind. Oh, nasty combination. And the body work, and that'll do it. Dakota Ditcheva with a quick 6. And clinches the #1 seed.
Supporters have flooded her Instagram and YouTube comments with messages of encouragement, praising her resilience and warrior mentality. Many are calling her the future of women's MMA, and with her perfect record and devastating finishing ability, it's hard to argue against that. Fellow fighters have also taken notice. While we haven't seen any direct callouts yet, you can bet that contenders in the flyweight division are watching closely. Dakota's combination of youth, she's only 26 years old, skill and marketability makes her one of the hottest properties in women's MMA right now.
Oh, and Bannon coming out with that nice side kick. Taekwondo style. Oh, spinning heel kick as well. Oh, now look at the cat. I called a number of her fights at the IMAFs.
The Manchester City fan, who famously celebrates her victories by mimicking Manchester City players' goal celebrations, has shown once again why she's not just a fighter but a true champion with the heart to match her skills. So there you have it, fight fans. Dakota Dangerous Ditcheva is back, she's fired up, and she's ready to take on all comers. The injury that forced her withdrawal from PFL Road to Dubai is behind her, and she's looking forward, not backward. This is what separates champions from contenders. It's not just about the wins and the knockouts, it's about how you respond to adversity. Dakota could have stayed quiet, taken her time, and eased back into competition. Instead, she's come out swinging, making it clear that she's ready for the biggest challenges the sport has to offer.
I'm not really sure how to engage with the eye talk on Tom Aspinall, but I think he's a fantastic fighter.
What do you mean by engage with the eye talk?
You know, I feel like getting poked in the eye sucks, but I'm just gonna stand in the middle ground. I think Tom's a fantastic fighter. Cyril is great also, and I think a lot of them are also great. When I see Tom Aspinall, you know, Tom Aspinall reminds me of a guy from Turkey that I wrestled in the Olympics. He was a 2016 Olympic champ. His name's Taha Akgul. He was 6'4", same size as Tom, same build, same everything. And I went out there and I beat him 8-0, and I was in his face for that 6 minutes, and I let him know that I was here. And I feel like with a guy like Tom, I think I look at him as like a guy like Taha Akgul. You know, he's on top. He's the leader. You know, he's still fresh. But I think there's another hungry guy that's going to come. And hopefully it's me that's going to come and go out there and do what I need to do.
He could be champion literally today. I think if he went in and fought Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane or, you know, whoever was a champion, I don't think there's a chance anyone has against him. I mean, obviously you always have a chance in MMA, but I think he could be champion tomorrow. I'd pick him to beat the champion today, keeping it real.
Yeah, I mean, he's